So guys, I'm just gonna tell you, I made a huge mistake when I bought my Kubota BX23S. And today, I'm gonna fix that. I will tell you guys, it didn't take me very long at all after I got my Kubota BX home to realize that I made a pretty major mistake when I chose my machine. We went with the pin-on bucket when we bought our Kubota BX. I just bought my 38 acres and I knew I was gonna need to maintain it, need to mow the yard and do different things. And so when I was looking at what to buy, lift capacity was number one on my list. And I saw that the pin-on bucket lift capacity was a little bit higher. And I thought, well, I don't see myself needing anything other than a bucket. I don't have the money to buy a grapple and all those other attachments anyway. So I'll just go with the pin-on bucket. That's what we chose. And it didn't take me very long of working this Kubota BX to realize that there are lots of other uses for a skid steer quick attach. And I really regretted not going with the skid steer quick attach. So I stopped by Davis Equipment to talk to them about what it would cost me to convert my pin-on bucket to a skid steer quick attach setup. And surprisingly, the cost wasn't too bad. With the brand new bucket and all, it was actually going to be very affordable. But I want to give special mention to Davis Equipment because they actually provided this whole setup to me so that I could share with you how easy it is to convert from the pin-on bucket setup. And I'm going to do the install myself, so we'll show you how that process takes place. But of course, you know, they have dealer service department available and they can change it out very easily for you as well. They wanted me to be able to share that with you, and then they also have some really cool attachments they've gotten in that we hope to be able to demonstrate to you a little bit later on. I shared in the beginning of one of my videos that I did on site there, a 4-in-1 bucket that you could put on this skid steer quick attach. And if you have the third function, then you can run that 4-in-1 bucket, which would be really cool. And then they also have a post auger that is a front mount post auger that works off the skid steer quick attach and the third function. And it's designed for the flow rates of the Kubota BX. So those are some next level attachments that are available out there if you have the skid steer quick attach. So we're gonna go ahead and get this in the shop and we're gonna do this conversion, show you just how easy it is if you happen to make the same mistake I did. All right, guys, so I talked to Will in the service department at Davis Equipment, and he gave me a couple of pointers, one of which is to get a strap and be sure that I strap the arms that hold the loader arms, so like the landing pads for the loader arms. He said be sure and strap those up because when we pull these pins out, then that mechanism will all be loose and it'll fall down, and then it's a pain to get it all back in order. So that's the first thing we're going to do. Now, I will tell you, they were actually more than willing to go ahead and install this for me. It would have been quick and easy for them, but of course, I like the idea of having new content and content that you don't see much of, so I kind of wanted to do it myself. Here's the thing, I'll be the first to tell you, I'm not an expert at all of these things, and you'll see me struggle with things, and we may run into some issues here. I like to be able to show with just a few hand tools and not a whole lot of skill. You can get in and do some of this stuff yourself if you need to save a few bucks. That's kind of how I've always operated, so I want to try to be real and share that with you on the channel. So I don't know how many of you remember when I changed my 3-point arm that I broke, I complained about my snap ring pliers. I had several people make some great suggestions, and a lot of those suggestions were go buy Snap-on, they're worthwhile, and I was really tempted to do that, but they're also very, very expensive. And I've always had good luck with Craftsman tools. And Lowe's, I just happened to be walking through Lowe's, and I think somebody even suggested these in the comments, but Lowe's had a set of Craftsman snap ring pliers, a 4-pack, and they were like 40 bucks, and they're lifetime warranty. So this is the first time I'm gonna get to use them on anything. Now, I will say these are very easy snap rings right here to locate. So this is probably not just the greatest test because these are not nearly as difficult to get to as the ones that were back there on the 3-point arms, but So far, so good. So you have a snap ring on the outside of this pin right here. Then you take your 12mm nut and push the pin out that direction on this side here. So we're gonna go ahead and take our 2 snap rings off of here and we'll set them aside. Yeah, man, so far, these are way better than the snap ring pliers I was using before. All right, so we'll take these and set them aside so we don't lose them. Now, all of these are 12mm, so. Well, that one, it's about as easy as it gets. And the trick to this was definitely to put a jack under the front of the bucket to take the tension off. And I'm really happy that Will gave me the tip to put the strap on this, because I wouldn't have thought of that and I would have had all that out of control. So we'll get this last pin out on the other side here, and then we'll pull the bucket away and we'll get our adjustment stops off of here. And if you've got the tension off of this pin, just a little tap with the rubber mallet, and out comes the pin. There's our washer, and there we go. So we are free from the bucket. With no idea what I'm doing, never having seen this done before, not really sure how to go about it, that was pretty simple to get everything lined up. So let's get our pins in, we'll be in business. Now I did just realize that before I get my pins in, I'm gonna wanna get these adjustment stops off of here, get those put in place. Otherwise, I'm gonna have a hard time getting these bolts in there. All right. So if you drive that pin on through, you can line up these holes right here, and then should be it right there. Yeah, buddy. Hit her with all right. Easy enough. Nothing to it. Spin it around, make sure it's seated in good. Got it, got a washer in there. We put our bolt through here, and All right, let's see how this works. Cool. Well, man, and I've lived 3 years without this. Well guys, that is one bright and shiny new bucket that won't stay that way for long. We put our last bucket through it. And with that in mind, I'm not quite done. We have one more thing to do to dress up the Kubota. You see the waviness in the cutting edge or the factory edge of the bucket there? Because yeah, well, you know, we've pried on stumps and we've used clamp-on bucket forks to carry way too much weight. Lots of things with this bucket that have really put it through it. Davis said if we're gonna put a nice, shiny, new skid steer quick attach bucket on your Kubota BX, then we wanna protect our bucket. So they have also sent me home with a cutting edge to bolt onto our bucket. And man, this thing is heavy duty. So it's really gonna stiffen this bucket up so that we won't have a smiley face bucket, and it should dig better too. So I'm looking forward to trying that out. So let's go ahead and get our cutting edge bolted on. This is some pretty exciting stuff, guys. So guys, me and the old bucket, we had some good times together, but I can't say I'm the least bit sad to see it go. That looks good, but having that cutting edge on there is gonna be nice. It's gonna stiffen that up and kind of protect it from my stupidity or overworking or whatever you wanna call it. Now we're gonna have to get to work on getting some bucket hooks and stuff on the top of that bucket because our weld-on bucket hook went with that one. Well guys, again, I want to say a big thank you to Davis Equipment on Greenup Avenue in Ashland, Kentucky. They take pride in the fact that they've been in the community for such a long time and they care about the people in the community. They are making an investment in this type of content on YouTube so that people can get a good, open, honest opinion about the products that are being used. And they have told me every time we work out some type of a deal where they're giving me a product or letting me use something or whatever the case may be, they say, we want your honest feedback, your honest opinion. So you just share, just like you always have, on whatever it is you're doing, how it works, let people know the truth, and that's all we ask from you. So they're very good about that. If you're within driving distance of the tri-state area of Kentucky, Ohio, and West Virginia, you need to check out Davis Equipment before you make your purchase because they really are going to take care of you. I hope you enjoyed today's video and getting to see me make some upgrades to my Kubota BX. I'm really excited to get some other attachments in here where maybe I can get a true legitimate set of forks, possibly a grapple down the road. I'm gonna be researching third functions so that I can add a third function to this. That way, I'll have more content to share with you and I can grow my own knowledge and experience when it comes to using these tractors because like I said, I was a new tractor owner 3 years ago and I'm still learning all sorts of things. And I appreciate the feedback that everybody shares with me. And I hope that me sharing my learning experience is helping others to have the courage to go out, buy them a tractor and get to work. Don't forget to get outside and enjoy God's creation. It's beautiful out there. Y'all have a good day.